Namaskar, I'm Harpreet Kaur and I welcome you all to our live and interactive online training session. Yes, this is a 5-day, 5-hour training session where each day 1 hour between 4 and 5 p.m. is dedicated to a particular topic, to a training session under which we have different days, different topics and different explanations by our experts. So this particular training session is all about cyber parenting. Yes, that is the umbrella topic for this online training session that we are conducting this week. And as you know that these are 5-day training sessions. So today is the 4th day and I will be sharing the topic, all the details and everything in a while. But before that, let me tell you that you are watching us right now on our eVidya channels from 6 to 12 and also on our YouTube channel NCERT Official. This training session is live and interactive, which means you can participate, you can speak to the expert directly, or you can send us your questions, comments and suggestions through different mediums. So you have our telephone number with us and that number is 8800440559. Since you're watching us live on our YouTube channel NCERT Official as well, so you can go to the comment section, you can send your questions there, your feedback, your queries, anything that you feel like. But there is a small request, please do not mark your attendance because we will entertain questions and not the attendance. Also, it is very important to pay good attention to all the sessions that we are carrying out, because in the end I will tell you the ways through which you can register yourself as a participant on the website. You can take the assessment test and in turn you will be getting a certification as well. So now let's have a look on all the days that we are having this training. I will explain you the entire procedure, how you can register, how you can submit your feedback and everything. But just have a look on this complete schedule of the 5-day, 5-hour training that we are conducting. So let's have a look on the screen. As you can see, this is an entire schedule and it is available on the website ciet.ncert.gov.in. I told you this is an online training session on cyber parenting, where on day 1 we discussed role of parents in navigating the digital age. Second day was all about cyberbullying, that is how parents can protect their children. Third day was dedicated to setting boundaries, that is balancing screen time and real life. And today it's the 4th day. It's about educational apps and games maximizing learning opportunities. And this is the topic for the day 5, that is for tomorrow, which is parental controls, tools and techniques for managing digital access. So I will come to this website again by the end of the session and tell you more about the ways to register yourself and sharing the feedback and how you can take the assessment test. All will be discussed in detail, but now it's time for me to introduce you all to our expert for today's session. We are joined by Miss Bhumika Narang. Ma'am, namaskar and welcome to the session.
Hello ma'am, namaste.
Yes, so our guest is a project engineer from CDEC, Bangalore, Karnataka. And I would like to apprise you all that this particular session is organized by CIET NCERT in collaboration with ISEAC DAC meeting. So it is very important, to know that how these sessions are being organized and what is the ultimate aim. We will be learning about cyber parenting all this week. We all know that it is very important to control the cyber time, cyber space, cyber screen and everything related to it, because frauds happen, you get addicted to the cyber settings and of course you can risk so many things. It's not just about the individual risks, but it's also about the different departments. Everybody that is occupying a cyberspace is at risk. But since this week we're talking about generally cyber parenting, how parents can actually tackle this problem when it comes to their ward. So we will be talking about that. So Bhumika ma'am, it's the day 4 of this session, and today as we know that we're going to talk about educational apps and games. We know they're very important information technology tools which are very necessary these days, because we are talking about digital age and everything is connected to internet, digital, and technology is something that we can make the best use of. But again, this should be used in a wise manner with our discretionary powers in place. Now first of all, you have to tell me what exactly are we going to cover in today's session. Just give us a brief overview of the same.
Yeah, sure. So we will be talking about these apps and educational apps and games which are there out in the market and very much in demand as well. How to
Right.
use them efficiently, how much to use them, and how they can be inculcated in your curriculum for advancement of the education. These applications are going to help our future generation as well as our teachers who are going to deliver to our future generation,
Right.
right? It is going to be like hand in hand activity for our teachers as well. So we will be discussing about these educational apps, how they can be the part of our curriculum, and yes, the limitations as well as the parents.
Absolutely. So, ma'am, now I request you to start the presentation because I have some questions that I'll be asking in the end. So, let's go ahead
Sure,
with the presentation then.
sure. So, yeah, we are going to discuss about these educational apps and games which are there in the market, very much available, right?
Right.
Basically, these are all the applications and games designed for educational purpose, right? These are just the application softwares that we have where we can learn something, right? We can learn something new every day. I
Right.
can solve quiz every day. I can learn five new words every day. So when the learning come into the picture, it's not about the curriculum only, right? It's not about the curriculum or the school or the college I'm going to. The learning can be so many things right around us, right? We can if I'm an art student, at the same time I can learn few mathematical concepts where I
Absolutely.
am weak at or I was weak at, right? So these educational applications and games are going to help us throughout our journey of learning. It provides a certain kind of confidence in an individual when they go and they learn something new every day. And yeah, the socially also they can be active, they can be knowledgeable person, they can also transfer their knowledge to the next generation or
True.
maybe the people around them.
Absolutely. That is very
Yeah,
interesting. And since I said these are very important tools, you cannot ignore them when it comes to teaching learning experience in today's digital age.
right.
Right.
So shall we go forward?
Absolutely, ma'am. Please, please.
Thank you. Yeah, so when we are going forward towards this educational games and applications which are available in the market, let's discuss first about the necessity of learning that we have all have in our lives, right? It's very much important for us to learn something every day for our personal growth. First of all, when you learn something new every day, it provides a sense of happiness inside you. It provides a sense of development inside you that will provides you confidence when you go ahead in life, right? It's very much important for your cognitive benefits also, right? When you have knowledge of so many things around you, you are able to make decisions correctly, right? You are able to go in further in life properly, and at the same time you can educate your kids also for the same. The career advancements are also the part of learning, right? Now see the trends in the market, they are changing with the new era of technologies that we have. So at the same time, the people who are already in the career, they need to advance their career as well. Socially, you can transfer your knowledge, you can have your own groups, you can have your own chit chats about the topics that you have gained knowledge on. Yeah, the mentally you will feel healthy, you will feel happier when you learn something new, and all these advantages will also lead you towards your economic advantage as well. That will provide you a better life or maybe a life that you have dreamt about yourself. So these are all or few necessities of learning that we have. Now let's compare our traditional education system with the modern one, right? So the traditional education system was there for generations, right? It was teacher centered, right? What teacher has in mind, the teacher needs to deliver, and whatever curriculum has been decided, we had to follow that. Even the teachers has to follow that. The fixed syllabus, the fixed content has been provided to the teachers as well as student to pass a certain exam. There was very much limited sources available to learn a particular topic. We were having books or maybe couple of reference books with the topic we were getting through the boards or through the university that we were referring to. So the flexibility was limited to us, the resources were limited to us, and yeah, the pressure of periodic exams was always there when we were in the traditional educational system. It was also having the same formats every day, the lecture format, the sessions format, and the thing of memorization was more. When we had to give the exam, we have to memorize everything, the facts that we have not understood also. We had to memorize those facts also to pass a certain level of exam. So that all can collaborate together towards the disengagement of the children and towards the lack of motivation in our children, especially the young generation that we have in schools currently. And that may lead towards the poor academic results, right? So we really don't want that. Nowadays, the educational system is changing a lot. We are already having the modern education system with us, where we have the dynamic syllabus. The different syllabus has been provided, and it's already been used by so many schools and universities, where they diversify their syllabus, they change their syllabus according to the needs of the environment. There are updates in the syllabus every couple of years, right? And the approach that we follow nowadays is student centered approach, right? We need to keep in mind our young generation, and we need to follow the better approaches to teach them a particular the same topic that we have also maybe read or understood in our generation, but now the approach has been changed. Maybe the approach that I am taking for my student A will not work out for my student B. So I had to teach student B with a different kind of approach, with different kind of examples, and at the same time different kind of real life scenarios, right? So these kind of student centered curriculum and strategies are already available and have been used in the market, in the uh, educational apps and games as well, which provides flexible learning paths for our young generation. The diverse resources have all are also available, right? If I have not understood a particular topic, I can always Google it. I can go to my teacher. I can go to my parents. Then I can, if Google I have not understood, I can also use these educational apps and games for understanding a particular topic. For example, fractional. I am not understanding the fractions. I can go to a bakery. I can find out the portions that they are using to bake their cakes, right? So there are so many different diversified resources are also available in the market, and are also getting used by the teachers as well to cultivate the requirement of student A and student B or student C as well. So yeah, these are all the things provided by our modern education system. At the same time, we have the personalized learning and adaptive curriculum for a student. If, so for example, a student is doesn't liking a language, if they don't want to go forward for a particular language, they can choose language B or language C. So that approach is available. Then, when we are talking about these educational applications and games, they are all data driven, right? What I am interested into, all these things are getting recorded, and with this recording, a predictive analysis has been generated about a user, that which kind of content has been liked or most used by that particular user, so that next in the next quiz or maybe in the next activity, they are going to provide more interesting or tailored content for a particular student. So curriculum also planned in that way, and our educational apps and games are also following that in a way where they can provide the personalized learning to a particular child or to adult as well. And yeah, the integration of AI tools also also play a major role in the same. They are going to provide the real life updates in the application, the real life situations in the application, maybe where the child is going to develop their cognitive skill. They need to decide. They have given the better options, option A and option B. From these two better options, they need to choose a particular one option. So that will also inculcate the decision making ability in the students. So curriculum planning and design has been done in the same way. Now, let's talk about these proper educational applications and games that are available in the market. They are focusing engagement of the student a lot, right? Student needs to engage. So for getting the engagement of the young generation, it's again a task that we have nowadays to have them engaged and to get them engaged for a long time can be half an hour also. So they are having very interesting storytelling activities, they are having interesting quizzes, they are having their the student centered approaches to provide the better engagement for the students, right? So they are focusing on the engagement of the students, they are focusing on the instant feedback as well. Instant feedback can be provided in many forms. It can be provided as the result of a quiz that just now a student has taken. It can also be provided in the form of polls, right? What kind of languages they like to prefer, what kind of mathematical problems they like and they don't like. Then the mix of the don't like problems can also be provided so that at least child will be able to solve them or attempt to solve them. So
Right.
instant feedbacks, when they are positive, they can be motivated as well at the same time. Oh, I got 10 out of 10, or I got 10, 8 out of 10 in a particular quiz. Now I should attend the next quiz so that I should attend I should get all 10 out of 10 numbers. So these kind of instant feedbacks are can highly be motivated also at the same time. Then the availability is the major plus point that our educational apps and games are having. They are always available 24 by 7. These applications and games are available. So if a child is indoor, it's raining outside, and they still want to engage themselves, we don't want them to increase their screen time in some cartoons or some different stuff from the education. So we can provide them these kind of educational applications or games where they can maybe learn a new topic, and at the same time they can answer 4 questions of that particular topic. So they are highly available all the time because we are surrounded by the internet connectivity, very good internet connectivity we have. So because of the internet, these applications we can use anytime, anywhere, from office, from home, or from the playground as well. These apps and games also provide self-paced learning. If a student is answering quiz, taking time, all these data can be recorded, and AI tools can next time provide them lesser difficult problems in the next quiz, so that child should not feel demotivated. They should be engaged and they should be solving something in every attempt, and they should be learning slowly. Self-paced based curriculum and learning is very much important because every child is different. They are not same. Their learning capability is different. Their learning environment is different. So the self-paced based learning is highly motivated and encouraged, which these educational apps and games can provide. Next, if we talk about the benefits of these educational applications and games, they are highly motivated and provide the engagement to the children. Approx 25 of the engagement power grabbing is provided by these educational apps and games. It is accessible. The personalized content can be provided depending upon the data that we are going to enter about a student, right? For example, if I am going to provide my children detail, I can provide the detail in which class they are studying, what is their age, what are all the things he or she is interested in. So these are all the personalized information can cater can help that particular student to cater their requirement properly. If they want mathematical problems more, or or they want some grammar or a language problems more. So all these things, my question and answers provided to a particular application can help that application to provide more personalized content to me as a student as well. Then skill building, yeah, if a student is already learning two languages in school, they want to learn one more language in their free time. So they can always do that. They can choose a particular application or a game which is suitable for their child, and the child can be at home and just replace their screen time with these educational apps and at the same time learn a new language as well. Then the other factors can be the cost effectiveness. What I need to pay to an educational application can be much cheaper than I need to pay to another institution or to an academy where I will be sending my child to learn a new language or a new skill that they want to learn. They can learn many instrumental music and instrumental things also just by sitting at a home and at with the ease of home. No uh, no uh, mm, uh, the accessibility of going to a music academy or going to a dance academy, right? No pick and drop problem can be there for a parent. So yeah, all these beneficial things we have for our educational applications that we have in market. These applications are engaging with help of so many different parameters, right? They are rewarding students, and they are rewarding the students with the point system, right? They are going to provide a new challenge every day. They are having their new quizzes every day, and on the basis of the point, they are going to reward students. So students feel motivated as well at the same time. See, I have scored this much, and they can discuss the same with their peers, their teachers at the same time. These applications are also having very much interactive storytelling way also. If they are providing a problem to a student, the problem also they are providing in very much interactive way so that students should not feel bored or disengaged that I had to solve a problem or I had to solve a quiz afterwards. No, they don't feel the same. They feel really interactive when they are into these quizzes because they think like we are just listening a story. It is very interesting, and in the end if you provide them some quiz also, they feel encouraged, they feel motivated, they are feeling interested to solve these quizzes, and through that they are learning at the same time. And yeah, the interactive elements that can be added that are already available in these applications and games are the quizzes, are the role playing scenario, the game narratives, the game based learning. Nowadays there are many educational applications are already available in the market that provide the group activities as well. The group project activities are also available. The students who are from different religion, different backgrounds, they are also able to make the groups on these platforms, and they can solve a particular problem in a team. So teamwork skills are also we can develop with these applications and games are available. At the same time, the students can have their peer interviews about them. Suppose four students are working at the same time with the same problem, and four have solved the problem in a different way. So, student one can provide some feedback to student two that you have done good, but you could have done better if you would have used so and so method for your factorization or to get the fractional, right? So all these things can motivate and provide the socialization also to the students when they are sitting at home and they want to learn something from home only. So these are very much interactive elements are very much helpful for the students in their learning. At the same time, with these applications are working towards the critical thinking, developing skills of the students by providing the logical questions of for a particular math problem, by providing the reasoning questions at the same time through puzzles, through quizzes. So here we can match the curriculum, what a child is studying in grade 4 can be matched. We can match this curriculum with the kind of quiz and with the kind of reasoning problems that we can provide to that student, so that their problem solving skills, their thinking skills can be developed, and by the end of their grade 12 or their graduation, they are market ready, they are confident people that we are bringing up. These applications are providing highly personalized learning experiences as well. So the adaptive learning, where the difficulty has been faced by the student, the application is going to notice the same with help of the data science, the data recording, and in the next level only, the difficulty level can be reduced. The personalized feedback can be provided on the real time by providing them points, by providing them rewards, right? So that student can exercise on the same and students can come back. These learning paths can lead students towards a better life. They can choose in which subjects they are better. They can also have the idea which path they want to choose when they want to go forward. They want to choose which stream they want to go forward. So all these personalized learning experiences are really going to beneficial our young generation with help of educational games and applications. Now, talking about the accessibility and inclusivity here, there are many educational games or applications available in the market where they provide their audios also. So, if a student is having some disability, they can hear the audio, and they can provide the answer also in the form of audio. So here the inclusivity has been done for the students who are having a partial disability or not able to see the screen for so long, right? So they can also access the curriculum. There are many applications designed to include to include all kind of people that we have. There are also few applications who can address the people who can not see or hear as well, right? So these kind of games can be used for their educational purposes as well. Then the language change options are also available with these applications. The students, if they want to change their language, they want to change the language of the audio. So that also option is available, right? They can choose their languages according to them, and they can go forward. So learning paths are very much open to all the students that we have. We are these applications are can be included in the curriculum as well. So many teachers can also use these applications. They can plan which activity they want to show to the students, and at the same time they can show the activity in the classes as well. They can implement the applications in the classes for the assessment as well, so that students can feel engaged throughout the session. Okay, the teacher has provided the concept, that is one part. Now the concept can be related to a real life, and how the concept can be implemented in the real life, that also can be shown by the teachers. So these educational applications can be used by the teachers also at the same time for providing overall development for the students. The future trends, yeah, we are going to have a bright future in the learning field, which is going towards the AI, the artificial learning. We are going to choose the personalized path for the artificial learning we have. The virtual reality is also the part of the same. The real world experiences can be provided to the students if they are learning about a particular topic, if they are learning about mountains, about the different geographical structure provided by the nature to us. They want to learn about a different geographical structure of a country or a region. So this virtual reality can really be helpful at the same time. The advanced gamification also provided nowadays in more sophisticated and personalized manner. where the parents can refer these kind of gaming to the students or the kids. They are learning at the same time, and they are enjoying also. So the screen time of the student can really be replaced by these educational apps and games in very much significant manner. The cloud-based learning is always the part of our educational games, because we are altering the contents depending upon the requirement of the students, right? For this alteration, we need a vast content available in the back end of the application. So that is provided with the cloud-based learning only, so that we can alter the content for student A, we can provide more content to the student B, or some other alterations can be done for student C. So all these are the future trends we have, and running behind these educational applications and games that are available in the market. Now, when we we want to recommend these good educational applications for learning of our children. At the same time, there are few limitations also that needs to be kept in mind. We need to check the quality and the content of the applications that we are referring to our student. As teachers, as parents, we always need to check the quality and content first, use these applications first, and then only should be recommended to the kids. Then technological dependence we are providing to the students. This also needs to be limited and needs to be provided under the guidance of adults or the guardians that they have. The privacy and data security can be an issue, and the limitation of these applications. So always when we are entering some data in the application, we need to provide it in the guidance of the guardians or the parents or the teachers, who are really looking forward towards the control of the privacy of the children as well. Sometimes there can be bugs as well. The lack of personalization has not been provided by certain applications also. So that also needs to be monitored by the guardians of the children, right? And we need to really balance. We need to balance the socialization of the children with these applications. We should think that we should notice that they should not be so much into these applications, so much into the virtual world also, that they are not connecting with the real world. So we need to balance both of them for their upbringing. Now, as the conclusion, these educational applications and games which are available in the market are really harnessing the potential. They are pushing the limits of the students, the potential of the students. At the same time, we are going to address very much new challenges depending upon the market trends that are going to are changing very frequently. Uh, these applications provide very much balance innovation between the technology and the pedagogy that we are following in curriculum, and really output focused, right? They are outcome focused. They are having the different levels. They are having the different levels of the games or the quizzes the child is getting, right? They are beneficial for the students. We can recommend them, but always we need to use first, we need to check first, and then only can be recommended to our future generations.
Right.
Yeah,
Thank
so
you.
that's
Thank you
all.
so much, ma'am, for this entire presentation. You explained everything
Thank you.
so nicely. So
Thank you.
can I go ahead with the questions now, because I have too many of them?
Yeah, sure.
Right. So you mentioned about personalized learning in the middle of the conversation. Ma'am, just explain what exactly do you mean by that, and in this context, how is it helping a student?
Yeah. So personalized learning very much needs to be related with the students, right? The capabilities of students are not same nowadays. Previously, also we were not having the same capabilities in the classrooms. But yeah, we need to address this problem, at least for this generation.
Right.
The time taken by student A to solve a particular problem cannot be same with the time taken by the student B to solve that problem.
Yes.
It doesn't mean that student B cannot solve the problem. Student B can solve the problem, but maybe he or she needs little push, or maybe he or she needs little time to think about the problem, right? So personalized education provides that time, provides more kind of quiz questions in a lower manner only, so that child will be able to solve the complex problems later on.
Right.
So for student A, the quizzes can be faster, the quizzes can be complex, and for child B, the quizzes should be simpler, and gradually complexity of the quizzes should increase, so that the child B can also reach up to the limit where they have to solve the complex problem. So yeah, this is personalized learning that can easily provided and are getting provided by these educational apps. Just by entering the data and by entering few details, the questions can be provided in front of us. By answering few questions in few minutes, the data can be recorded and AI can understand how fast the student is responding, so that the next level of the quiz can be provided according to the ability of the student.
Right.
So
Now,
that includes the personalization. Yeah.
absolutely, you're right. But since we're talking about cyber parenting, we're talking about parental controls also. What kind of role does parents play when it comes to these educational apps and games? How can
Yeah,
they
so that's
supervise and manage the things at their end?
correct. So I already talked about it as well. It's very much important for us as parents to have the experience of the application by ourselves first. I cannot just Google an application and provide it to my student or my children
Yes.
without using it. So yes, we have to use these applications first. We need to check all the levels, the contents the application is providing to the children, and then only we should provide it to the children. Now while using the application, when my child is using that application also, the parent monitoring is needed, right? They need to be here and there and peep what they are doing. The content is relevant to the education only, so all these monitoring needs to be there if you want the personalized content and you want them to grow and learn a better skill. So
Absolutely.
monitoring is needed always with these applications.
Right, you really need to be around. You have to see, how much screen time your child is consuming, and whether the
Correct,
child is getting addicted, or whether these apps are indeed useful or not. When we talk about
correct.
artificial intelligence, it plays a very important role when it comes to these apps, because they kind of personalize the learning based on your requirements and your preferences. How do you look at it?
Correct. So artificial intelligence plays a vital role while designing these applications. Artificial intelligence is one who is collecting the data and providing the personalized content, or maybe the curriculum based content to the student. In the back end, these data going to record how the student is going to answer and how we can push student forward, which kind of problems needs to be given in level 2 if a student got 3 marks, if which kind of problem should be given in level 3 if student got 5 out of 5 marks. So AI is only generating the data at that time. There is no manual interaction. We need to feed the data to AI, and AI is going to take decisions depending upon the scores gained by the student. So AI in the background plays a really vital and interesting role to generate the data, to generate the correct curriculum based data to the students.
So, ma'am, is there any particular criteria, any specific criteria that parents should be looking for while they select this app for their awards for their kids?
Yeah,
Any educational
parents,
app?
yeah, the criteria can be really depending upon the student's choice. If my student is learning ABC, three languages in the school, still at the same time, my children want to learn French language. They want to learn Spanish language, right? So I need to choose an application, right? Again, the same thing. It is not the same. The criterias cannot be same. It differ from the children where they are growing, where they are, what is the region of the upbringing. At the same time, the rural students who are not getting the proper education, sometimes they can use these educational apps and games to have more mathematical problems or the solution towards their problems, right? They can also learn the Spanish language that a student who is living in urban is learning. right? So it really the skill they want to have, right? If a student want to learn guitar, they can go for the online classes, and parents can just protect themselves from the hassle of taking the kid to the class, dropping them, going again to pick them up. The child can learn the guitar, the piano nowadays also with the ease of sitting at home. So skill development can should also be part of our lives, right? It should be applied to the children as well as adults like us as well, right? So these educational apps provide multiple sources, right? They provide you the mathematical knowledge. They provide you the different languages, right? The Spanish, French you can learn. At the same time, if you want to learn something related to technology, you
Hmm.
can go forward and learn that as well. So yeah, it depends upon what you need to choose for your children.
Right. In fact, National Education Policy 2020 also lays emphasis on integrating these, apps into the education
Correct.
and learning technology. But again, as you said,
Yeah.
it totally depends the place the child belongs to, the interest of the parents, and the available resources. But those who are capable in availing the resources, I'm sure they are not selecting it randomly. There has to be some criteria so that they can be careful, because there are certain risks associated with the same. So how do you think parents can stay careful? Can they choose any random app? And if they are not themselves really tech savvy, they themselves don't know, so is there any tip that you would like to share with the parents, that this is what they can do and this is how they can select, about the safety and security
Yeah.
part?
Correct. So they should choose, first of all, the company, the governing body which
Hmm.
is owning that application, right? If an application, for example, is associated with NCERT, right? If an application is associated with any governing body of government, they can easily and they can go forward with that application. But an application which is maybe made in some another country, or or seems malicious, right? It's
Hmm.
not from this country, or at the same time the application asking too much of data, right? The
Right.
data which is not required also. If it is asking too much of information about about you or the student, then yeah, the suspicious things can be seen here, and we should avoid these kind of applications. We should go for the applications which are the nation build applications, or the application which are maybe the private organization application, but that private organization is also having a good reputation in the market, right? So always check from which organization or which company your application is associated to.
Hmm.
Is it an educational company, or some XYZ company where you have not just heard the name of that company? Don't go for these kind of applications. So yeah, these are the tips that as parents I will be recommending to another parents as well.
Right, right. Can you cite some examples of some of these apps that are maximizing this kind of learning? I'm sure you have all the knowledge and you have all the examples in front of you.
There are mathematical quizzes application available. Then we have Sudoku applications available.
Hmm.
The children as well as parents as well as teachers can use these application. Then we have the application, for example, the history topic is going on, and we want to provide the geography of Africa to the students, right? So there are VR applications available in the market that we can use and show them that, see, this is how the geography of Africa is different from our continent. So yeah, we can use all these applications.
And now just the last question and very quick answer, because we learned about these applications. You have shared some great tips for the parents also. How do you see the future of these apps evolving in the country? Because you're talking about indigenous applications, we must be using them. So what is the future here in India?
Future is bright of all these applications in India, because nowadays the curriculum is the part of students, but
Right.
they are not satisfied. They are very much curious. We are having the young generation where we as parents, as teachers also sometimes feel difficult to answer, and sometimes needs to have a blink or think what they have asked, and in which way I
True.
should answer. So yeah, these apps I think so can help us as well as the students as well. The younger generation is very much curious. They want to know everything at the same time. They are not satisfied only with the curriculum. If they are
Right.
learning history, they want to go behind the history. They want to see how these Mughal things have been done, right? They want to see how we were living in the rules, right, and regulations. So these apps can provide them scenario, the real-time scenario, which we cannot. The applications can be provided, and at the same time, suppose the student is learning mathematics, right? We can, as individual, as human being, we can generate 10 problems at the same time or in a day for a student. But these applications can generate multiple of them. Many kind of different problems can be generated. So yeah, the future is bright. We as teachers, as students, as parents can use and learn these applications, and they are in use. The future is really bright for these educational apps, don't worry.
Well, on that note, we would like to express our gratitude to you for this wonderful explanation and for this presentation on day 4, that is educational apps and games, maximizing learning opportunities. So thank you, Bhumika ma'am. Thank you so much for your contribution to this session. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Right. And now, viewers, it's time for me to tell you about the information that I was talking about in the beginning of the session. Yes, it's time for me to apprise you about the website, how you can watch these links, and how you can register yourself and you can participate and take the assessment test. So let me take you to the website, which is ciet.ncert.gov.in. That is the website you need to go to, and then we have these different icons, but you need to go to the activities section. Under the activities section, we have this option of workshop and training. When you click on this option, you will see the current activity happening here, and that is titled online training on cyber parenting. Well, this is the umbrella term for this week's training that we are having. And of course, I already mentioned about the 5 days scenario of the training. We talked about the different topics that we will be taking. We have covered 4 days of training session, and tomorrow, we will be having the 5th day, and on this page itself, you will find the maximum information. See, since we're talking about cyber parenting, we have entire description here that what is the aim and objective of this training, why we are having it. You can go through the same. Then we have program schedule for you. What are the topics, days, and who will be the experts, and what exactly we are going to present. Everything is there. And then if you will scroll a little down, you will see what really concerns you and what really interests you after the training session that you have watched. It is how to participate. And the first step is registration. Yes, you need to register yourself using this QR code or visiting this particular link. Then you need to watch all these live training sessions, and if you cannot watch them live, they are uploaded on our YouTube channel NCERT Official. You can watch it from there. And then you need to take the online course or participate in the post assessment. If you score more than 70%, you will be given a certificate, and that of course is going to be very useful for you. Apart from all these things, you're also free to share your feedback with us, and for that, again, you can use this QR code or you can visit the link. Now, when we talk about the queries and the questions that you might be having, we all always tell you about the phone number. It keeps on flashing on your screen. Then we also talk about the email ID, which is training.helpdesk@ciet.nic.in. It is not the case that you only have to avail these mediums during the session, but even when the session is over, you can still use the email ID. Send us your feedback, your suggestion, anything that you feel like, or if you're facing any kind of problem in taking the assessment test later, you can do the same. So tomorrow, the day 5, we will be having the last day of this week's training session. The topic will be parental controls, tools and techniques for managing digital access. Now, that is all for today for this particular training session, and it is very important to pay close attention to all the programs that we are broadcasting or webcasting for you, because on the basis of these live sessions only, you will be able to take the post assessment test. With this, it's a wrap for day 4 training session, and before I leave, let me tell you that in a short while from now, you will watch our next session, Sahyog. It's a wonderful session, and do watch it. Do send in your request about any particular topic that you want to watch, or any feedback that you want to share. But for now, this is me, Harpreet Kaur, taking leave of you. Take care. Namaskar.